Greetings, everybody! That's right. It's a wonderful Thursday. It's Thursday, April 6, 2023. We have so much going on in the day in total. I am not kidding. I think I have 3 live streams after this one, and it's going to be busy, not to mention all the regular stuff that I have to do. But I love Thursday because when we get to the end of the day, we have Thursday Night Throwdown. And I think it's going to be rather funny tonight. I think we have a new intro to show everybody. We're working on some more commercials and some promotions, kind of like the one that you saw before we started the stream today. We've got so much going on and so much to say. I want to say thanks to each and every one of you for being here. There are 18 stories in all. And we start with a super chat from Hillis Mallory saying, for $2, Ike had something to say. He did. We're going to talk about it. We're going to mention it in the 6 minutes, and then we're going to probably talk in depth about it when we get around to bonus time, which is right after the show. But let's say hi to each and every one of you. Here we go. There was O.C. Dobbins here right from the beginning. Great to see you, my friend. There's a Liger fan saying hello, and the great Matt G. Matt G is here. What's up, Matt? Matt is promoting Mandy's book. Matt is a promotion machine. I love it. Thanks, Matt. We've got Hillis Mallory, of course, already sent the super chat. We've got Morgan King in the house. Why Destroyer 3466V? A lot of people have these game consoles still. It's like we couldn't let go of our childhood, right? The Red Ranger says, what do you call a toothless bear? A gummy bear. Bah! David Glenn is in the house. Great to see you, my friend. Griffin and I were having a chat in the chat. Good to see you. Joseph Dredd is here. I hope you're doing well. There's Darren Hughes, one of the amazing wrenches around here. We are a day after hump day, so we are over the hump day. It's kind of weird. Weatherman is here. Great to see you. And, of course, Professor Hey Tien. Good morning. Nearsighted Cyclops is here, along with Randall Orser and my friend, Captain Fandom Nerd. Michael Gonzalez is in the house. Great to see you, my friend. Today we are brought to you by the letter B. Josiah Robinson, what's going on? Let's see. We've got Professor ATN working on a video. That's cool. John Puma is here. So is Scott Cook. And we've got Blackia here as well. Dave G Sound is here. If you use a beer bong for coffee, let it cool first. Yeah, probably a good plan. Yikes. The Batcap is responsible for one of today's stories, and I'll let you know when we get there. You guys are incredible. Yeah, William Shatner has a great recording career. He can't sing. Jesse's here from the Common Nerd. Check him out. Of course, we've got our good friend D. Bud Martin, Eric K., the master of mods, the bench of wrenches, and a great friend. We've got Jason Gray here as well. Looks like a Thunderheart is joining us as well. Rogue Thinkers dropping in. We've got deleted scenes. What's going on? Steven, we've got deleted scenes. There you go. Gosh, I can't speak today. Jeremy Turner is here. Loved the Mario review. Well, thank you for that. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Like I said, don't go in there with high expectations. It's a family film. Bone is here. What's up, Bone? We got Mighty Orobots here and the lovely Sherry. Of course, Catsith is in here saying, hello. Hello, indeed. I think I said hi to Michael Gonzalez, but if not, hi. There's the great Channel Surf. Good to see you, my friend. And of course, Troy is here. Troy Pacelli. Oh, you guys are so great. Tiberius K is here with the great pupper picture. And then we got Spaceship Vampire, Cryam, and the Cheese Factor. So great. You guys are incredible humans. Love it. Darius! Uh-oh. We have to go. 18 stories. Whew. Commander Ed Straker of Shadow. Grego Muors. Good to see you. Let's see who else is rolling through the door. Ooh. Francisco Pena is here. Great to see you, my friend. There's John Cipolla. Mike Linux is here. Look at you guys. Catzilla. What is up, my friend? I think I saw somebody. Oh, Vince Welbeck. All right, we gotta go. All right, guys, 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and wherever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in, and we have a story on the screen, which means we have 18 stories to get through. That's usually the threshold for when I decide to start with one, like this one right here. Super Mario Brothers is kicking the critics in the sack. Yeah, I know that's a little crass in the morning, but it's true. They were trying to review bomb this film. Not working. The only bomb in this film is one towards the very end, and that's the only spoiler you're going to get from me. You're going to enjoy this, I assure you, if you are into silly, fun family films, because that's what this is. It's oriented around families, and it's going to perform very well. How well? Well, 127.5 million according to Deadline. I think they're wrong. I think that it's going to have an awesome run, and this first 5 days is going to show just how powerful this film is, because even Hollywood Reporter is saying it's going to be higher, over 128 million plus here domestically. They're looking over 225 million globally. I think it'll be even bigger than that. Wednesday started off with an estimated $26 million. Big numbers. Aquaman 2 is moving. Why? Well, they want somebody to see it, and they don't want a limited window. So they're shifting the day 5 days earlier. That way, everybody gets a chance to see it. And, a few people. So it's going to be available on December 20th rather than Christmas Day. Disney's having massive shifts. I think we've all seen this coming. We've seen this happening. And Joe Early's actually taking over Disney Entertainment streaming. Moving from Hulu to be just in charge of all of direct-to-consumer, which means somebody is losing their job, and that would be Michael Pohl. Michael's been in place for a bit, and he's been given the heave-ho, probably because he doesn't align strictly with whatever Iger wants to do. Either that or he's the fall guy, but it's one of many executives, I think, that are going to be shuffled around because of the poor performance. It looks like Ike Perlmutter is not going to keep his mouth closed. Probably going to do some very, very bad things in the future as far as Disney's concerned. As far as we're concerned, keep talking Ike. I think we'll cover this a little bit more during the course of the bonus time that we have today, which means, well, we'll get to more later. Moving on from here, Don Lemon is, well, I don't know, a misogynist, they say. I guess he has been outright exposed in some tweets, text messages, which, obviously Variety covers in an exclusive here. We will be looking into this also during bonus time. But is it any wonder that this is the best story coming out of CNN, as they've fallen off 61% year over year as far as ratings? AMC, well, AMC has been sued by their stockholders. The judge denies a quick settlement for AMC Entertainment in their shareholder lawsuit. They want to, unsplit stocks, which makes perfect sense. They want to increase their shareholder value. And I think this is one of the ways to do that. You've got a new spy universe emerging from the Indian cinema, folks, and you're seeing combinations of properties come together. Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan are going to be joining up in Tiger versus Pathan. That should be really cool. We've got Michelle Yeoh in a weird situation. She must be a true believer, because they are going to award her with the Curing Women in Motion Award, which is really new. It was only started in 2015. Recipients of the award, and tell me if I'm wrong here, are suspect Jane Fonda, Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon, Isabella Huppert, Patty Jenkins, Gong Li, Salma Hayek, we'll get to that one again in a second, and Viola Davis. Now, let me tell you something. Why does this sound familiar, this carrying thing? Well, remember I was covering the story about Balenciaga? Yeah, that's where this comes from. Is Balenciaga is awarding women things. Now, who owns Balenciaga? Well, the guy that's actually created this award at Cannes, and he awarded it to his wife, Salma Hayek. This thing is so stinky. You've got robots coming to a table near you. Robot waiters are on the way, whether you want them or not. We've got Amazon, speaking of robots, having some scrutiny placed on them for their purchase of iRobot, which makes a lot of sense. I have a feeling this one may get shot down by UK antitrust folks. Asian shares are mostly falling. That's not a surprise. So are U.S. stocks. Markets are looking pretty weak. And hey, it wasn't like it wasn't predictable. We've got the NPR CEO flipping out over Twitter labeling it state-affiliated media, which is accurate. They are. They get their funding, or some of their funding, from the state. Sorry. A naked man was driving a stolen school bus with a deer inside and then took police on a chase. Seriously, I can't make this up. This story courtesy of the Batcat. Thank you for that. And finally, snake on a plane. For real, a cobra even. A South African pilot finds a cobra under his seat. Not bueno. Oh my. Great stuff. And I'm out of time. I'm out of stories, but I'm gonna do bonus time for each and every one of you, all 85 of you here on YouTube. For those of you on Twitter, hello, and for those of you on Rumble, thanks for being there. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until bonus time, hang on a sec.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.
All right, guys, I am saving the super chats for bonus time so I can give you some clips. I'm really stoked. I get to add more names to the membership. We keep growing. Thank you for that. Keep sharing out the streams. It really has been making a difference. All of your support as members really makes a difference. It tells YouTube there are people actually interested in what I have to say, or at least what I report anyway. And of course, there are other great creators that are part of this list. So if you recognize somebody and you're not subscribed, check out their channel. Great shows tonight, like I mentioned before. Got the Pro Show coming up later. You have the H Cast on Mr. H Reviews channel, and of course, you also have Thursday Night Throwdown on Comics Division to wrap up your evening and get you set up for Friday. You guys are great. Darren Hughes, you are incredibly generous, dropping 10 Culture Casino memberships. Oh, that's right. We don't say see ya, do we? Not right now. We go into bonus time. That's right, everybody. New camera. All right. I want to say thanks to Darren Hughes for the 10 memberships. All names green, which means Blackia, Tina Guzman, Evil Housewife, Ginger Justice, Preston Bruno, Curtis D of Montana, John Gibson, Anil, is that right? Yeah, Anil Jamali and JC Gonzo all became members courtesy of our good friend Darren Hughes. Very generous, my friend. Thank you so much. What on top of all of that, of that wonderful mod. So thanks for being here for the 6-minute portion of the show, which is 12 minutes long. Now we're going to break the rules even more and talk for probably another 40 minutes to an hour, maybe longer. We'll see. Wow, there's so much going on. Let's talk about things. I have to say that I really did enjoy the Mario film. Again, it's a 4 out of 5 for me, which if you put it on a scale of 10 is an 8 out of 10. That's a really high score nowadays. There's not a lot of things to get a 9 or a 10 when it comes to any of this, which, for good reason. There isn't very many good films out there, and this is perfect for your family. So if you like family entertainment, you want to take you want to take your grandkids or your kids to something, this film is totally fine. Hey, Marcos, good to see you. There's a little Chad as well. Diesel's here. What's up, buddy? A few other folks like KR Nut popped in late while I was getting the show started. So I'm glad you guys showed up. Tipping Barn is here. I think I said hi to Spaceship Vampire. Let's see. I got a 3 super chats marked, which we're going to get to right away, and we'll jump on it. Let's see what else is going on. Man, it's really loud outside today. I don't know what's going on. My neighbors get a new roof or something. It's crazy. Yeah, that's right. Bob. That's right. There's stuff going on, guys. You're gonna love that film. Let's see who else is here. Here's the sentiment that I think is common right now. Deleted scenes. Thank you, Steven says. Let Disney burn. Hey, it's Midnight's Edge After Dark. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Got Matt G promoting more projects out there. There's Mandy's book. That's right. Who else is here? Oh, Terrafim is here. Good to see you. That's a cool icon. Very cool. I think I said hi to the lovely Sherry. I hope I did. Let's see. All right. Spaceship Vampire wants an award. Yeah. Man, that thing with the Balenciaga stuff is crazy. I think most people don't even know, but the Bearing Award thing, or whatever, Bearing Women's Award, it's created in 2015. They've given it to Hanoi Jane, all these extremists, right? It's the extremists following our narrative award, courtesy of Balenciaga. You know, we might be evil, but hey, isn't everybody? Yeah, crazy. Mr. White is here. Good to see you. Yeah, Shah Rukh Khan is too old to be an action figure. So my sister says my sister, the Bollywood nutcase, says, I don't know, doing pretty good at being an action hero, but all right. Yeah, Rosie the Robot Maid, indeed, Larry. A name so nice, you say it twice, Larry. Hey, douchey McDouche. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on saying hi to everybody. Mead Radio's going live, are you? Okay, cool. As soon as we're done here, we go check out Tom for Mead Radio. Good to see you, buddy. Happy Easter indeed, Ram Bam 3000. Yes, happy Easter, everyone. Culture Casino, was it D-Day Cobra? I don't know. I think he'd do a better job of hiding under a pilot seat, but I could be wrong. Hey, what's up, Sean? Good to see you. Brightest Day, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Dr. Gillingstein. There we go. What's going on? Trying to catch up with everyone. There's TPC. Hey, Mark Medina is here. What's going on? Love that icon. Man, you guys are creative with your icons. Love it. G-Dog is here. Let's see. Sheila's here. Hey, what's up, Sheila? Good to see you. Yeah, we are promoting some books today. Matt G's been dropping Mandy's latest book. We got what Jason's working on. Jason Sandberg's working on. Lots of stuff. Wasn't Balenciaga the S&M teddy bear? The S&M teddy bear company? Yes. Woo! They've had some very questionable ads. Let's just be honest. And yeah, they are not a good company. No. All right. Feliato is here. A few other folks. Let's get to these super chats so I can give out the super chat things. Let's start at the top. I'll scroll through these. Jason Gray for $2 Australian says some cheddar for the extra bonus time. Sounds fair. In fact, let's drop a little. Wow, this one's fun. This is a new one. Here we go.
Wow, see why I only did $2.
All right, maybe that one's a little rough, but I think it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great clips in here. I have to say thank you to Floral for creating pretty much all of them. Got a couple more that he's added as well, and I'll be adding those right now while we work. Let's see. We've got another one from Hillis Mallory saying Ike had something to say. Yeah, he did. And I pulled this one up earlier. Ike's not wrong. Disney's got lots of rot within it, and a lot of their agenda has really destroyed the company brand and the perception of the public thinking of them as a family company. I would argue they're far from being that. They have been for a while. We've got we have the article. We'll look at it in a minute, but I just think it's fair to say that they're not a family company. Why do I say that? Well, let's take a look. I brought this story up yesterday on Midnight's Edge in the morning. Disney Plus greenlights German original about a pregnant teen who falls in love with the devil. This is going on Disney Plus. Now, this is a German original, but that doesn't mean it won't be available in the United States or other countries around the globe. None of this really fits with a company that's trying to portray a family image. And I know that seems somewhat of an opinion on my part, but I think it's an accurate one. I'm not sure. I would think most of you would agree with that, but this is a real problem. If this is what they think family entertainment is, that's acceptable to push on young kids. Where, again, think about it. Disney Plus is supposed to be this thing where you can set your kid in front of the TV and not worry about what's coming on. No, that's not going to be true. It's already not true. But having a show like this, not good. By the way, she was impregnated by the devil. So, and I saw a really weak argument the other day about this. Somebody saying, well, haven't you ever heard of like Lucifer? I'm like, Lucifer isn't targeting kids, especially after it went to Netflix when they got a little more adult with things and a little more closer to the comic references. This, on the other hand, that's not what this is. This is they're targeting kids. They're targeting kids with lots of stuff that's inappropriate. I'm tired of it. Disney's not a family company. They haven't been in a long time. So, not sure what you guys think about that, but pretty frustrating. Anyway, I owe you a clip for that. Let's see.
Wow, it looks like I just found your house back there. Ya bum.
Okay, that's not actually what I was aiming for. Sorry about that. Wilton's really mean, isn't he? All right, what else do we got going on? Bamagrad for $5 says, "Hey all, yeah, hope all is well. Any progress report toward getting a mailing address? Bamagrad, I promise I will get you one. I promise, my friend. By the way, I reread that letter that you put together. You are a wonderful person, and I appreciate it very, very much, very, very much indeed."
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so very much, Bamber Grant. I appreciate the $5 super chat. We've got Pinochet with one as well for $5. Do you think the ideologues with power in Hollywood will shut down any potential rise of a family-friendly Nintendo verse, i.e., insert ESG or else? I don't think they're going to be capable of doing that. Nintendo, in particular, Miyamoto, isn't going to let anybody screw with that character for as long as he's alive. Beyond that, the Japanese are much more traditional than we are here in the United States, rejecting a lot of the garbage that we're doing. They're really trying hard to push these ideological ideas over in Japan, and it just isn't working. I think they'll try to do something about it, but they ain't going to stop it. And Comcast isn't going to pull the plug on it because they need the money. And as I said before, ESG contributions to the entertainment companies, the 5 media companies that do that, is going to be limited to about $61 billion this year. That money goes quick. So they're not going to be able to afford to look a gift horse in the mouth. And Comcast isn't going to abandon the idea that Illumination and DreamWorks are anything but somewhat family-oriented entertainment. And again, the film Mario Brothers plays on multiple levels. Will they try to do something about it? Sure. Will they be successful? No. Comcast Universal, for as much as they are invested in these crappy ESG ideas that are complete garbage, that really aren't productive in any way, that are really just control shifts, they are they're not foolish. They don't want a backlash. They're spending billions of dollars to put multiple theme parks across the country. So I think that at least that is safe. Illumination is, in the top 8 film earnings of the year this year. That's pretty good. They're going to be way more than that after the Mario thing goes. And it could be said quite specifically that Disney has fallen so far off that they may even be in 3rd place when it comes to animation. That's not good. Thanks for the cheaper super chat, my friend. And you get one of these.
I see you have money. Want to take me on a date?
Yeah, and it's hard. It's going to be hard for anybody to go at the Super Mario Brothers film. It's going to earn $1 billion easy. I think I said that at length multiple times. I think it's going to make maybe 1.2 billion. I think it's going to perform better than anybody's willing to admit up front. And I think that's why there was a heavy emphasis on trying to attack it, from by or review bomb it, whatever term you want to use, by the critics. I think they recognize that their influence is waning or has waned, and I mean it has. It really has. When we look at what this thing is projected to do over the course of its opening weekend, and it's impressive. These numbers, you've got 128 million plus domestic, and I think it's going to be well over 225 global. I think this is appealing to everybody on the entire planet. And as I said in my review, I mean, if you're looking for a family film, I mean, you found it here, right? You found it. It's hard to come by now. Truly. Brightest day for a $2 super chat says flip of the hair, stroke of the beard. All right. Well, flip of the hair, stroke of the beard. There you go. Brightest day. Thanks for the $2, buddy. You guys are funny as heck. Oh, wait. I got a new one for you, I think. Oh, yeah.
No, look at this little super chat right there. He's so cute and small. Get it?
You guys are wonderful. All right, let's get back to the chat, and then we're going to jump into this Disney thing because I do want to talk about it. And little Chad's right there with me. 1.1, 1.2 billion. I think 1.2 is a pretty safe bet. I could be wrong, but I think that falls in line. Good morning, Elizabeth and Elisa. Good morning, dear. Evil Ramen says used to be a bureaucrat, worked under Iger. Oh wow, in terms of personality. He intends to be the last man standing. He does, but he ain't gonna be. And he's taking out execs left and right. It's wild. Hey, Aaron Ratliff, good to see you. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this. Zot Luth Waves, Britney Spears, etc. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I had to find the first reference. Yes. I'm very worried about this perception. Disney does seem to have a penchant for shaping young people to be YouTube fair. Sheila's still here. What's up, Sheila? But yeah, I find what Disney does rather disgusting, and I have since the Disney Channel days. It's funny because as opposed to what they were doing on the Disney Channel, if you go back to the original Mickey Mouse Club, it's pretty wholesome. I'm sure there was some stuff going on there, that wasn't great, but it was pretty wholesome. Channel Starface, that's cool. Look at that. Who else rolled in the door? Miyamoto has a samurai sword ready for those people, says Stelliato. Probably. I don't think anybody's going to be successful at going after Nintendo. They're really building this out. You're going to have a Nintendo cinematic universe. You will have many films that will come out of this. Zelda's on the way. There's clearly going to be a sequel to the Super Mario Brothers film, probably more. You're probably going to get individual character films. Samus is coming, so if you're a Metroid fan, hang on. That's going to break the internet. I'm pretty sure. Skin type, bodysuit armor. That'll break the internet. It really will. Let's see who else is in the house. Hey, Zenster is here. What's up? There's Dad Man walking. What's up? Let's see many other folks. Thanks for bringing up Comcast Universal. I wonder who covers them. Any clues? Well, I mean, Comcast Universal is Massive Corp. They are people that to some extent participate in ESG and a lot of the DIE stuff, and I say it that way specifically. Um, but they've really kept a lot of that stuff under wraps from the general public. And they really try not to, or they're more subtle about when they put it into things. And the things that they put into it, they put it into overtly, all fail. Just like all this other stuff. I mean, look, I don't think you're going to get a season 2 of Velma, which obviously wasn't them. But I mean, Warner Brothers learned their lesson there. I hope. Zaslav wants to make money. Zaslav's one of the first people to turn the studio around and point it towards profit. Paramount, for whatever reason, has started to do that to a certain extent, but not completely, because again, I mean, they do have their garbage here and there as well. So, Eva Ramen, yeah, D&D isn't so much. I mean, there's obviously some modernity tropes in D&D, and I know some people can't see them, but they're there, as opposed to Mario, whereas, no matter what they tried to do to portray Peach in the trailers or in social media as a girl boss, it doesn't really come over that way or across that way. It comes across as, a princess trying to defend her kingdom, which, well, that's kind of her job, I think, right? I think so. So, be fair about what things are, call them what they are. I don't mind doing that. But for that film, nah, it's not any woke in it, really. Just hard to say. Blackie says, I watch Star Wars to make me happy. Mando just annoys me now. Mando's terrible. Yeah, I'm with you, little Chad. 1.1, 1.2 billion easy. Kids aren't stupid. They know they're being preached at. That is so true. Ruben Christopher Haynes, my friend, for 17 months has been a member here. Says, Culture, thanks for being there for me. I'm still fighting hard. Good. Now I begin to strike. I am moving to Rumble hard. YouTube is just lost. Yep. I am done with Clown World. They will fear me and use the word to break them. Yeah. You will use the word to break them. Awesome. That's what we should do. Kind of take back stuff. Mainstream critics have proven they could no longer be trusted. True. So April 28th, when Japan and Korea get their release date, I think once it's out over there will definitely be a boost in numbers big time. I think so too, Rebel Dragon. We're speaking about the Mario Brothers film. And you know what? Mike asks a good question here. Mike Linux says, who would review bomb Mario? Well, people who don't understand it. You have Grace Randolph so out there just ruining their reputation. What little she had left, to be fair. She's been wrong a lot. Thank you, Rambam 3000. But yeah, she's been out there wrecking her reputation for a long time. Let's see. Who else is out there? X-Wing is out there. I know I got a couple more super chats I need to get to, so let's get to those. We got Ryan here for 10 euros. Thank you, my friend. Those are big money. Big money. We got, am I the only one who feels Mandalorian's writer are either messing with us or on meth? Last night's episode was beyond terrible and just bizarre. What are they doing? I don't know. I could do without Lizzo, to be fair. I mean, of course, I could do without her everywhere. I mean, if she decided to retire, wouldn't miss her. I don't think many people would. But that's not really the point. I think now, this feels more like Hallmark discount movie of the week show than it does Star Wars. We're going to bring in a guest star. I feel like, wait, it's the Love Boat. That's what it is. Mando has become the Love Boat. And just a worse version of it. Let's see, who's Captain Steubing then? Let's see, I would say probably Mando is Captain Steubing. The cruise director is the lady with the crazy curly hair. Or maybe better, we call it Fantasy Island. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. It's just terrible. And I have no interest in watching it anymore. I was doing it to participate in shows that I participate in, but yeah. And Jeff over on Rumble says that it's written for 4-year-olds or less. Yeah. I look, they lost me. They lost me when Lieutenant Biscuit showed up in an episode that was supposed to be Mando, which was really just that other stupid lame show, right? That was what Casio keyboard or whatever. I don't have any interest in that. None at all. But this gets a thanks for a super chat.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
And I think my friend Xweeg is messing with me because he sent me a super chat you won't believe about Mando. For $5, my buddy, you should be subscribed to this dude. He's cool. He says, for $5, says, morning all, Mando Channel 22 was so good. Loved it. You're kidding, bro. You are kidding. You've got to be kidding. Tell me you're kidding. X-Wing, tell me you're kidding. I'm looking for X-Wing saying he's kidding. Hey, Tender Warrior 68, good to see you. B5 guys here as well. Come on. X-Wing, you better say you're kidding. I can't find it. Come on. Lieutenant Biscuits. That's right. Okay, he must be kidding. Hey, Jason's here. What's up, Jason? Troll face grin. See, okay, all right, fair enough. Now you get your super chat. You weren't gonna get a clip. You're gonna, you know what?
Well, $2. You must be super generous for a Dutch person.
What, we'll have a coupon day or something.
Watch the latest video. All right, sounds fair. I love X-Wing. I love all you guys. You're incredible. I got one more super chat from our good friend Pilgrim Media, who says 5,000 subscribers. Look at you. Well, thank you, Pilgrim Media. I appreciate the $2 super chat. Does this mean it's not supposed to be mean? You know what? I'm gonna give you this one because Pilgrim Media, you deserve it.
I see you have money. Want to take me on a date?
There you go. Anyway, thank you so much for that. And of course, you know, if it's the Love Boat, now when will Charo show up? I don't know. We kind of had it, right? I mean, with Lizzo in there, it's kind of exactly like the X Boat. Oh, you guys are so wonderful. Oh, chapter. Okay, sorry. Thank you, Jason Gray. Like, what? Yeah. I think Mando is just in a holding pattern like all of Star Wars until the studio head is out the door. I'm hoping that, as Campia said, the last 2 episodes are the bangers. We'll see. I have no expectation. Adam B. Does X-Wing still have his mustache? You know, I don't know. I haven't seen him today. Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying those. Floral over there really put together some wonderful ones, and for everyone he creates, I'm going to use it because they're a lot of fun. I'm trying to partner more with all the folks in the puppet community. I'm trying to work with Snowdub to get some stuff put together too. So, and yeah, if you're a puppet person, I love the Muppets. So, yeah, Lizzo is the Love Boat, says Diesel. There you go. John Cipolla says, Dan Bongino was heavily invested at Rebels beginning. I'm glad to see it taking hold. Yeah, he's doing quite well, I would say, financially. Quite well. Let's see. Oh, here we go. If Cameron's latest info has any meat on the bones, we could be looking at Disney liquidating Lucasfilm. I think they're more likely to license out IP. I understand where Cameron would be coming from, but I think I really do think, for as many times that I've heard that rumor or similar, I don't suspect it doesn't make good business sense. You're already $4 billion in the hole that you've never recovered. I'm sorry, there's still $4 billion in the hole on Star Wars. I don't care what anybody says. They've basically shut down all merchandise as far as sales go. They may be making it, but nobody's buying it. They've basically built 2 theme parks to the tune of $1 billion apiece. That's $2 billion out the door. That they've never recovered. The films were basically a scaled version of in real time diminishing returns. You can look at visually. Visual references are fun for that one. The films didn't make nearly as much profit as you would anticipate because the budgets were not only overblown to begin with, but they shot well past what they were originally projected for, and the marketing budgets were extraordinary. I don't think they're going to sell any studios. I think what'll happen is they'll license IP. Little Chad says Disney won't sell any studios. They'll cut their production and license the content. Yeah, and that's along the same line that I'm thinking. And little Chad and I kind of have a lot of that stuff kind of dialed in. I think. I did see Farscape. I like sci-fi stuff. I've seen a lot of great things, but I really love puppets. My little sister, my baby sister, who's no longer with us, she really loved Fraggle Rock, one of her favorite things, and yeah. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of the puppets. So, and Blackie is right. I mean, Iger's never going to admit he made a mistake. The mistake wasn't that they bought Star Wars or Marvel. The mistake was that they destroyed them slowly with Marvel, quickly with Star Wars. And again, it's the function of Disney. Disney can only speak now. Modern Disney can only speak to little girls, and women who act like little girls. It's not speaking to the boys. And that's why they're trying to feminize boys and culture. It's easier to manage. X-Wing says, I have a really hard time believing they'd sell. Yeah. And during the investor matter made it clear he had no intention of licensing out the Star Wars brand so they can dominate the streaming space. They are not dominating crap. They're going to keep going downwards, to be fair. And Apple could do it for branding. Terrafim's right, but it won't be a big offer. No. Bert and Ernie. Yep, they're awesome. Dadman Walks says, I want to support Star Wars, but if the movies weren't bad enough every time, I would get back in. And Mando Season 2. They just do more to crush that desire. Saves me money. Saves everybody money, Dadman Walking. Indeed. Blackie says, lost the actual girl fans as well. Yeah, they're just going backwards. Yeah, Fraggle Rock. Yeah. Yeah, Fraggle Rock was sweet. Reboot, not so much. That's right, Mark Medina. True. Oscar, the grouch scared you. I think I could sing the whole song. I love trash still. Oh, I love trash. Anything dirty or dingy or dusty. Anything ragged or rotten or rusty. Yes, I love trash. I have here a newspaper 13 months old. I wrap fish inside it, and it's smelly and old, but I wouldn't trade it for a big pile of gold. I love it because it's trash. I loved Oscar. When is Jolly Puff or Mr. Cool returning? Soon. In fact, probably, I don't think I'm going to do a late night Sunday. I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm going to set up a poll. You guys tell me if I should do a late night Sunday, because it's Easter Sunday, a late night culture show, late night culture show on Easter ? There, I'm asking you guys if I should do one. I really wasn't going to because it is a holiday specifically for me, and yeah, I'm leaving it up to you. So the poll's up, polls in the field. So let me know what you think. But yeah, Fraggle Rock was great. I hope that I get to see the other puppets soon. And I think Weatherman's right here. Star Wars problem is mismanagement, last minute rewrites, scrapbooking, all that. Yeah, I think it's the fact that they don't have real story ideas anymore. They have like roughly where they want to be and roughly where they want to go, but they don't really have anything in between. I mean, we knew that was happening with a lot of the Marvel shows that were, put there. Like, create this action scene. I guess that was done in Star Wars as well when it came to Robert Rodriguez's Boba Fett. 19-minute fight scene. Whatever. Crazy. Hillis Mallory for $2 says, did you like the Happy Time murders? Yes. Yeah. Like you said, I mean, when it comes to physical stuff like that, specifically, physical effects, practical effects, when it comes to animatronics, when it comes to puppets, all that stuff, I'm into it. Monster makeup, especially. Never had the skill to do anything like that. Minor things, minor prosthetic stuff, but that other stuff, nah. One of my buddies, his name was Skip, went on to do quite well in the industry, to be fair. But for this Hillis Mallory, you get...
Wow. See why I only did $2. Huh.
There you go. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Let's see who else rolled through the door. So many other folks here. I can't believe I still remember that stuff. Hey, got to get back to work. Thanks for being here, X-Wing. Guys, check out X-Wing. He's good, dude. Love that guy. Plus, his mustache is cool as heck. Southern Belle is here. Greetings, dear. Love you. Time Prophet's here. Good to see you. Elizabeth Young. They are not dominating poop. Well, they are poop. Sure. Pinochet's helicopter tours for $5. Thank you for sponsoring today's program, Pinochet. And for, obviously, for our good friend Darren Hughes, who gave 20 Culture Casino memberships. That was huge. Thank you for that. For $5 says, any truth to DC's LF for sale video? I will tell you that I haven't seen this video yet. For whatever reason, I haven't seen anything coming from DC or a few other people. Now I'm going back. I'm going to have to reevaluate why I'm not getting notifications anymore for stuff. I try to catch everybody's stuff, to be fair, but I did not see that. Are writers part of the 7K layoffs? They are losing entertainment people. EFEA folks are on EFEA. Yes, EFEA people are on are in trouble. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that works out. But yes, you're going to see entertainment people lose their gigs. You're going to see writers' rooms shrink. This is some of the things that the Writers Guild is trying to fight against, is the idea that they want massive size writers' rooms. Well, they're not required. The problem with massive size writers' rooms is you end up with too many ideas, and marginal ones at that, and no actual direction. A lot of showrunners have no experience doing so. They don't have a way to, kind of guide the writer's room through the process. You really need a writer and then people to polish up, some stuff. You don't need that many people doing it. The more people you have, the more, show making or filmmaking by committee that you get. And that's not even before they get notes from any of the executives who have really harebrained ideas, which, I mean, Kathleen Kennedy, that's what she was known for. That and getting coffee, according to Spielberg, which I would believe. She probably makes a mean cup of coffee. Anyway, would KK actually be fired if Indy 5 does poorly? Well, this is another good question. Nobody gets fired in Hollywood, right? Unless they're trying to send a message to others who are misbehaving. But for the most part, that's not the verbiage they use. Exits, moves on, things like that. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy's older. She should be sunsetting her career. To stay in place is just in this situation is just bad. Is Iger's doubling down just optics? Oh wait, let me answer the KK question. I didn't finish. I don't see her getting fired. She may leave. She may already be set up to sunset. She is trying to get the Bob Iger sunset deal, which means she's a consultant that she gets paid for another 5 years after she's gone. And here's the problem. Her name is still going to be on everything that's ever been created that she's been involved with. And if anything is based off of characters that she was involved with producing, likely her name will be on that shit too. And I just cursed on my channel, which I don't do. And finally, Iger doubled down, just optics, not optics for anybody's sake that would pay attention to it. I mean, he's doubling down because he truly believes, man, my hair needs brushing. Sorry, guys. Because he truly believes that it is to the benefit of whatever he's trying to accomplish. What he's trying to accomplish isn't profitable for the company. So it could be argued that he's doing it for a different reason. And you get a super chat bump for that one too.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
You know, and in here, Jason's right. Jason just commented in the chat. Let me scroll down to get to it real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Jason's right. You've seen this reported from multiple sources now and independent of each other, which is really important. Both Jeff Snyder and Cameron Pasha are saying the same thing. Would it surprise me? No. Do I think she's gone after Indy 5 or soon after anyway? It would seem like a reasonable assumption. I don't anticipate, to be fair, that the film is going to be profitable. It can't be, not with the budget overruns it's had. And the last number I heard from somebody that's reputable is $360 million in budget. And that's not counting everything. That's just the budgets. I mean, by the time you promote this film, you're in at another $100 million, maybe more, $140 million. I mean, so they're sitting at $500 million. In order to break even, you have to get to $1 billion. That film is not getting to $1 billion. The last one did, even adjusted for inflation. You know, and the fourth film left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. I don't see this film getting up over it. I just don't. Pixar getting dismantled, pulled into Disney animation if Elemental fails. I see. Well, I don't know that Pixar would essentially be dissolved, but I understand your thoughts here, and I think I would agree, Elizabeth, that Pixar's future rests on this film that is likely going to fail. Elemental is going to not make a dent with audiences. The Pixar lost their way when they lost their leader. And that leader was not only the leader of Pixar, he was also leader of Disney Animation. They put him over both things. They were spreading him a little thin, and he was still doing what he always did, which is make the hard choices and tell people to start again. Now, if you know, like I said, if you know anything about animated processes, well, especially when it comes to these digital creations, it takes a large team a long time to put together a film. This film will have been like this film, Elemental, will have wasted 5 years of somebody's life and 3 years of the animators' lives, or at least 2.5 years of the animators' lives when it fails. That's a shame. The Union of Amateur Strategists sends a Rumble rant chat for $1. Thank you, my friend. With that hair, you will wear robes if we have the Easter stream. Will I wear robes? No. But it looks like everybody wants me to do a Sunday night stream. So you may get your wish, folks. You may. I'll be closing out that poll in just a minute. And the elemental concept is really bad indeed. But I owe you a Rumble Rat thing. Here we go.
No, look at this little super chat right there. He's so cute and small. Get it?
And there you go. I always feel like it's like that's kind of like one of those moments, right? When thank you for that, Union. Appreciate it. And over on Rumble, I really like to see people over there. So if you have a Rumble account or if you're not subscribed to people that you love on Rumble, you should consider doing it. It's very helpful. That economy over there is going to be a lot more palatable for people in the future. So, oh, and this is true. Yeah, if you haven't hit the like button already on the YouTube side, do that, please. Let's get over 100. Also, if you're on Rumble, hit that thumbs up button as well. And Rebel Dragon says, even if Indy 5 somehow makes $1 billion, I can't see it being the reason for getting monies earned, especially the budget on it. And not to mention the delays that had with it. No, I'm with you. I still think that's a pipe dream because of the delays. The delays cost them a ton of money, and that's not something we talk about. There's ancillary costs that go along with all of this. And if you talk to, well, Valiant Renegade, WDW Pro, Tom, Andre. I mean, there's a whole list of people you can talk to about what happens when that happens. You know, it's just you're paying interest on stuff. It was one of the reasons why, some of the films that were released out of desperation did so poorly. Like, well, for what it's worth, whatever the James Bond film released to, it lost money. It was not profitable. It had big numbers. But it didn't. There was no profit in it because they were essentially paying interest on all that money for that production company. It's just crazy. Is there a comics division tonight? Yes, there is, John Cipolla, and I'm looking forward to it. What's up, War Monkey? The people have spoken. Late night culture it is. I think that's true. Let's wrap up the poll here. We're going to end it. And 79% of you say we are going to have a late night culture stream on Sunday. I will try. I will have to excuse myself from a family event, but you guys are. I usually try to do what my channel wants. So, yeah. I will never forgive Will Smith for not taking the golden opportunity to say, "What did the five fingers say to the face? Smack! I'm Rick James, y'all." That's right, Maestro Chi. It's not Sunday night. I can't curse. There's no way Indy 5's making that much. Nope. No. Southern Belle for $2 says, do you see any more movie houses merging together? I think one will be acquired. I'm not sure that it'll be under a merger. I think Lionsgate really is trying to position themselves to be purchased. If somebody was going to buy it that was a studio, I don't know, maybe Sony would pull the trigger, but I doubt it. I think Amazon already got MGM, so I say Apple. Apple would probably pull the trigger on Lionsgate. It's a great way to get a catalog and some franchises that are kind of hot right now, including John Wick, amongst other things. So, and Southern Belle, forgive me for playing this super chat.
Well, $2. You must be super generous for a Dutch person.
What, we'll have a coupon day or something.
There you go. Anyway, Tom Servo is here. Good to see you. Charlie Murphy. Apple would likely snatch it up. Yeah, Hillis Mallory, I think that's probably the smart money. Yeah. And like I said, Lionsgate's been trying, this is accurate, to be bought for a few years. Yeah, it's been over a year that they've been trying to be acquired. They restructured a lot of things to make that happen, separated themselves from Stars and other things. So, yeah. What's that from Coupon Day? Jurassic Park, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's right. Elizabeth Young says the Ritz Bourse Theater near me was going to close, but it was saved by Philadelphia Film Society, which I'm a member of. The Bourse was owned by Landmark Cinemas. I didn't know that. I do know that there's a lot of things going on in the world of cinema consolidation, though. Yeah, you guys just had a massive merger of your telecommunications and internet, so you guys could be host. There are only 3 competitors in Canada now: Rogers, TELUS, and Bell. So, yep. Yeah, I think this was a mistake, Randall. I think you guys are going to suffer for it. I really do. That guy got his own. That's right, Darren Hughes is like, yeah, the guy from Jurassic Park got his own coupon day, half off. He did. That was one of those moments. Commentary. Yeah. But look, I really did want to get into this. Let's talk about real quick. Let's talk about something different, because we all know Mario Bros is going to do well. It's just how well. I think the box office discussion will be fun on Monday, maybe Sunday night during the late night culture show if I'm able to do it. But let's look at this. This is a thing that has been coming for a long, long time, because CNN's falling apart. I've been reporting on the collapse of CNN for a long, long time. I mean, probably since I started my channel, CNN and their garbage, their lies, their manipulations, fabrications, you name it. But Don Lemon is basically getting called out finally. Now, mind you, this guy is part of the checkbox mafia. He marks a lot of he checks a lot of boxes, and yet he's under attack right now for misogyny at CNN. So he's been exposed with malicious texts mocking female coworkers and diva-like behavior. And if you read through the story, back in 2008, Don Lemon was co-anchoring CNN's Live From weekly show with Kira Phillips, a gig he'd landed after he arrived at the network 2 years prior from the local news in Chirac. Should tell you what he thinks. For months, tensions between the pair kept mounting. On more than one occasion, a Live From producer or newsroom supervisor would pull Lemon off the air during a commercial break because of the anchor's provocative antics. Unlike his recent declaration, the 51-year-old Nikki Haley isn't a viable presidential candidate, isn't in her prime. Amid the charged atmosphere, sources say Lemon disrespected Nancy Grace on the air and Soledad O'Brien during an editorial meeting attended by roughly 30 staffers. So apparently, while Phillips was on assignment in Iraq, a high-profile gig with that Lemon coveted, he vented his disappointment at being passed over by tearing up pictures and notes on top of and inside of Phillips' desk in the news pod they shared, according to two sources who worked there at the time. When she returned from Iraq, things only got weirder. One night while dining with members of the news team, she received the first of two threatening text messages from an unknown number. On her flip phone warned, "Now you've crossed the line and you're going to pay for it." The texts were traced back to Lemon. A human resources investigation was launched, and the findings were never disclosed to the growing pool of staffers who were aware of the situation. Lemon was abruptly pulled from his co-anchor duties with Phillips and moved to weekends. It was a demotion by any objective measure and understood to be some kind of disciplinary action. It appears the last time he was paired with a female anchor, that was the last time he was paired with a female anchor until the CNN morning show with Don Lemon and Poppy Harlow and Caitlin Collins. There you go. Yeah, this dude is bad news. He's not a good guy. And the fact that he got away from the criminal trial or the civil trial based on some criminal activity he committed in a bar, allegedly, is interesting to me. Lemon seems mentally unstable. Yeah, indeed. I will get to Ike. I promise. That'll be next up, Hillis. This is going to be a short one. Bye, Lisa. Have a great day at work. Hey, Claude Sailing is here. What's up, Claude? Pinochet sends a super chat. Under ESG, interest is forgiven if the message is maintained. Also, up to 10% of losses can be written off federally as well. Can't allow woke to fail. Well, I think it's going to, my friend. And you're right. There is some interesting things that go along with ESG. It's why a lot of startups are still alive and breathing. It's why a lot of these media digital news outlets that should have failed are still up. They are being artificially maintained above the $1 stock level so that they can continue to pump out the cheese whiz. And I'm referring specifically to BuzzFeed and similar entities, because otherwise the market would have caused them to be destroyed. And for that, you get this.
I see you have money. Want to take me on a date?
And Weatherman, you're right. You know, bad behavior isn't excused by race or sexuality. It shouldn't be. But we live in a society where a lot of people will do that. They'll allow for it. And Yeah, little Chad says, culture, stop reading things that make me like Don Lemon. Disrespected Soledad O'Brien. Well, yeah. I mean, I understand. But he wasn't disrespecting her for the same reason that you might or I might. And I wouldn't say that disrespect. I just say it's accurate characterization. But anyway, it's crazy. Yeah, and the business is doing bad. Perfect time to dump the garbage employees as you downsize. Yeah. And I mean, they are kind of. I mean, you already know the direction they're going at BuzzFeed. In order to survive, they're going to have AI writing more and more things, not just the listicles and other garbage, right? Eventually, it's going to get around to something bigger. But as far as CNN goes, or many of these other outlets that are losing traction in society, they're losing traction because people know for a fact that they're trash. It's a true story. All right. We got to get to this Ike story because I got to wrap up pretty soon. I was going to talk a little Five Nights at Freddy's, but let's do this first. Ike Perlmutter really exposed some things. I imagine he's not done. I have a feeling that cooler heads will prevail in the investment community. And the next time Nelson Peltz goes after a proxy fight, he's going to win. He's going to win. Why do I think this? Well, Ike Perlmutter blames Disney firing on fundamental differences. No kidding. He says, don't get involved in politics. Very, very true. When this story broke initially yesterday, it wasn't a surprise to anybody. A lot of people have been trying to get Disney to pay attention to the fact that they want the company to be family oriented and profitable and not play around in politics or any of the other things that are related to the culture war. Ike Perlmutter, is a shareholder. They can't take that away from him. He owns those shares. That makes him influential. He's a very wealthy man. He was a very wealthy man going into the deal to sell Disney Marvel in the first place because he facilitated that. He became an even wealthier man during his time with Disney. And he specifically states in a quote, I care about the bottom line. Only people in Hollywood talk about box office. No, I talk about box office, but I understand his point. Box office doesn't do anything, if it doesn't add to shareholder value. And to be fair, Iger hasn't added anything to shareholder value, especially after he's come back. Bob Chapek was going to take the company in a different direction. He's going to have fewer layoffs, but he was also going to try to focus those on things that were losing the company money. Bob's just doing it to preserve his bonus. So Ike Perlmutter is a billionaire. He sold Marvel to Disney for $4 billion. And says he was fired for disagreements. He said, I have no doubt that my termination was based on fundamental differences in business between my thinking and Disney leadership because I care about return on investment. This is the worst thing you can hear from somebody like him. So worst thing. Hey, Fletcher, good to see you. When you hear stuff like this, as an investor, Disney's not pursuing profitability or shareholder interests. And he's not wrong. Iger's focused on cutting 7,000 jobs and $5.5 billion in costs. Well, we know that. It's going to be more than that. I would say somewhere between 10 and 12,000 jobs are going to be lost by the end of the year. I think that what will happen between now and the end of April is going to be about 4,000 employees. It's going to be severe. It's going to hit a lot of areas, including the people making content entertainment. And that's a good thing. I mean, and not that people are losing their jobs because, let it be said here, quite honestly, I don't like it when people are unemployed. I think that's garbage. I feel bad for them. I've had a point in time where I was unemployed. That is a rough feeling, and it's nerve wracking in every single way. Trying to make ends meet and support your family. Those are job one. So when you lose your job because of, somebody else's inability to do theirs, because that's really what this all boils down to. It's terrible. But for some of the people there that are acting not within the best interests of the company in the first place, well, they're basically the people dragging their oars instead of rowing the boat with everybody else. So we're at this point where Perlmutter argued in this case that it's merely a convenient excuse to get rid of a longtime executive who dared to challenge the company's way of doing business. And case in point is political showdowns. He's right. Putting Disney in a political urination match with a state, that's a lose. It's a lose for the company. It's a little bit of a loss for Florida, but not really. At the end of the day, Florida will win. It's a huge loss for Disney, even with their armies of lawyer mice. So one of Disney's largest individual shareholders, he also shared that he called the politician to tell him, Ron, you're right. Disney doesn't have the right to get involved in politics. He told Disney executives, don't get involved in politics. You're going to get hurt. He's not wrong. Disney froze political donations in the state due to the so-called, and this is why I don't respect anybody at Hollywood Reporter or any of the trades, because that's not what the bill is called. They like to use it as a colloquialism to replace the real problem here. It is the Florida Parental Rights and Education Bill, and the reason that it was put together was because they didn't want young people in 3 to 12, to be subjected to indoctrination to education when it comes to identity, especially along physical activities between adults. They can't acknowledge that, which is why the trades are a joke, which is why they might as well be the same as NPR and be called or referred to as state media, or in this case, political media. Anyway. So obviously we all know what happened with the Reedy Creek thing and the maneuver that Disney just tried to pull, which they can't actually, because which is why there's an investigation going on right now that likely will now, based on what Iger said during the stockholder meeting, put them on the hook for decades of fraud, since Reedy Creek is supposed to be independent of Disney. We'll see how that goes. Marvel's films have grossed over $23 billion globally. He urged increased focus on profitability. All they talk about is box office. I care about the bottom line. I don't care how big the box office is. Only people in Hollywood talk about the box office. And to that extent, he's not wrong. I mean, like I said, we talk about the box office, but the box office isn't a reflection of profitability. How can we be more profitable with this brand, with Marvel? How can we sell more t-shirts, more action figures, more of this and that? He's not wrong. He's not. You are not realizing shareholder value to the greatest extent if all you're focused on is what your films do in the box office. You just can't. It's not the way it works. So anyway, we get into this. So the Journal report also said Perlmutter used to pick up the phone to air his concerns to such allies as former CEO Bob Chapek when he was unhappy about Disney's business approaches and strategies. He also found a kindred spirit in activist investor Nelson Peltz, who was getting set up to do a proxy battle against Disney in late 2022, which we talked about here extensively in many other channels as well. And while the Journal said that Perlmutter wasn't formally involved with Peltz's campaign, he called Disney board members, lobbying them to add Peltz to the board to allow a push for spending cuts, which are being done now. Anyway, now, the person they're putting on the board is a former Nike executive who was all in favor of doing business with China and specifically utilizing Uyghur Muslims in the manufacture of their products. Nike's not a good company, folks. And yeah, I haven't bought a Nike product since finding all of that out. So, but anyway, this is all coming about as expected. You have Perlmutter pushing for shareholder value because he's a shareholder. You have big activist, quote unquote, investors like Nelson Peltz investing heavily in the idea of a proxy war. I think you're going to see that happen again. Anyway, the final quote here is my experience with any major corporation when they're having problems. Usually people like Nelson Peltz know how to put it back on track. I learned one thing about creative people my whole life. You cannot give them an open credit card. They're doing this for 30 years. Why would they change? Good question. Anyway, got some more super chats in here and some more comments around it all. X-Ray Girl, greetings, dear. Never trust a Bob. That's right. How you doing, kiddo? Hope you're doing well. I see you're doing great on your channels. And you're always fun to watch on Friday Night Tights. Yeah. Good to see you, dear. Well, a Disney pop. Okay, I'll let you refine your statement. Yeah. It's really sickening what they're doing to the company, Fletcher. You're 100% right. It used to be family entertainment, and now not so much. Again, we can tie them to Balenciaga. We can tie them to obviously this pregnant teen Disney Plus show. Oh, Pregnant with the Devil's Baby show. Yeah, we can tie Disney to a lot of really bad decisions, anti-family, anti-West, anti-American decisions. That's because they're in bed with the CCP. They have multiple theme parks there. Let's not get it twisted, folks. That's what's going on. And this is a good question. Why would Disney just attack a state? They're getting some of that Soros money. Well, they're getting some money from somewhere. Look, as we're watching giant money washing things happening and the exposure of them within a political party currently, would it surprise me that money is being funneled similarly to elsewhere? No, but they don't have to do it that way. They can do it a lot more overtly. And I think that to a certain extent, that's being done as well. We know for a fact that there is a lot of money that was coming in to support a lot of these bad decisions that were not coming in traditionally, shall we say. Ram Bam says, someone should have made Iger listen to the Clash song. I fought the law and the law won. That's right. That's right. Pino Shays Helicopter Tours for $2 says, could Disney split shares to dilute like Ike and Pelt's power? They could, but then they would immediately be embroiled in the same kind of lawsuit that AMC is right now. The shareholders could hit the pause button on that before it happened. It would be very difficult to make an argument for splitting shares as value has decreased. If anything, they would be, the argument would be to merge shares. To be fair, they'd have a hard time doing it, especially when, they're down 60%, over the course of the last, year and a half in stock value. Not quite a year and a half, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, thank you for the support, my friend. Once again, here we go.
Wow. See why I only did $2. Huh.
Yeah. So that would be the only direction that they would go financially. It's the only argument they could make, to be fair. Hey, Southern Belle is part Dutch. Excellent. Well, you guys are starting to make good decisions. Keep it up. We need that. Yeah. Nike. Yeah. They hate Betsy Ross. They hate a lot of people. John Cipolla. They're not good. Hey, Paul Corcoran says, total corporate hubris. Yes. Yeah. Sheer Star Trek hubris. Hey, Jonah Hex is here. What's up? Never bought Nike going back to the 1980s. I used to buy Nikes because they fit my feet the best for a period of time. And as I got older, they just don't anymore. So it's not as much of a concern. But yeah. Yeah, splitting the stock would cause a stock crash. This is 100% accurate. It's still struggling to stay at the price. Now, look, it's under $100. It's been struggling, sitting in 95, 96 bucks. I should have taken my own advice and bought at my buy price, which was $87. But I think it'll get back down there again. Again, I mean, I've relinquished a bunch of positions for reasons. So, but I will never give financial advice to anybody here on the stream. So don't listen to me for financial advice at all. Time must really be relative because the 6 minutes feels like 76 minutes. It is, War Monkey. It is. You know, I watched a stream this morning. It was my good friend, the Shagsworth, driving into work. That's a good time. I try to watch people in the morning. I really do. Disney would attack DC if it meant making well-coiffed kids. Yes, that might be true. Rotten Tomatoes removed audience score total on the Super Mario Brothers. What? All right, now you got me looking this up, Jesse. Hang on a minute. Rotten Tomatoes. I have an account there, by the way. I'm going to start doing like actual reviews on here. I was gonna before, but what did they do? I see it. Every day, every day, every day, every day I write the book. I write the book. Let's whitelist this site. There we go. All right. Okay, let's take a look. We're doing it live. Doing it live. Just the tip, 59 over on the Rumble side. Says for $10, your full rant amount. Thank you, just the tip. One of the reasons to love Rumble. The revenue goes to the creator, at least through the end of the year anyway. At least as far as the memberships go. A larger portion goes to you on Rumble than it does on YouTube. But hey, it is what it is. All right, I got it, Jesse. Here it is. I don't see this. I don't see what you're saying here, my friend. I don't see what you're saying. Because you can see here, verified audience score 96%. 1,000 verified. It's a good movie. Can't wait for part 2. All audience, lots of critics, top critics. It's dispiritingly wrote. See. Man, they really don't like the truth. They really don't like the truth. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? 96% of the audience loves this film. 96%. It's a good number. Verified audience, all audience. Verified audience, 96%. All audience, 96%. Over 5,000 ratings. 4.7 out of 5. Yeah. Review bombing by critics. Thank you, just the tip, 59. Love it. I think that's Jim Watari, if I'm not mistaken. All right. I do appreciate the Rumble rant. Deleted T says money laundering or how a movie costs $360 million plus to make. Well, yeah. The Sentinel says, I had no idea the Libs of TikTok chick was that hot. Well, some people would fancy her. Yeah. And this is true, War Monkey. Mega investors give orders to company heads who direct their employees to push this stuff. Anyone that speaks up in this cycle gets destroyed and replaced. Yeah. Well, it happened again today over at Disney. Disney's getting rid of anybody who's moderate, middle of the road, or conservative. They're doing their level best. That's not good for the company. think Mr. H is going to kick off here pretty quick. Is Olaf here? Olaf wouldn't know. I gotta scroll through this. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Jason, thanks for sending me stuff. No, don't have anything from Mr. H yet, so I'm assuming that doesn't start for a bit. But yeah, we're seeing that happen in real time. Sorry, guys, that was not a lot of good YouTube there. Lots of dead air. Yeah, North Carolina has a weird thing going on. Flip-flops and sandals, but I mean, politically, you have a weird situation going on. I think you just had some stuff happen there that happened. Wisconsin had the placement of a judge that could be removed because they have a supermajority now there. So the judge that just got elected, the position could be removed immediately. It's crazy. Hey, Shrap, good to see you. Pinochet's helicopter tours for another $2. Says, I like the clip where the puppet goes flying. Yeah, I've been using that one as like the trailer at the beginning of the 6-minute daily streams every once in a while. It's a lot of fun. Wilton's great. It's good time. Good time. Yeah, and so you're gonna get another one of these.
Wow, it looks like I just found your house back there. Ya bum.
Why isn't it called fresh tomatoes anyway? Who cares about rotten veggie fruits? Well, I mean, it's just the idea of what they used to throw at people when they made bad things or had a bad play or whatnot. Action come, the theme to good, the bad, and the ugly. That's not the theme, though. Culture Kino, so it doesn't show up on my Google Chrome. Does show up on my Brave browser. That's weird. Works fine for me. It's a me, Mario. Sentinel says 96% doesn't mean I'm going to watch it. You don't have to, the Sentinel. I just enjoyed it. Lord Shack says stuff. Top credits 43%. Yeah, Hillis. That's why we don't trust them anymore. Yes, a movie that entertains doesn't preach critic kryptonite. Yep. It is. Davinia, greetings. There's Jerry Minoza. Good to see you. Oh, wait, the main landing page doesn't show the audience score. It's obviously just a temporary thing, guys. Yeah. Culture King, is Disney really going to set up schools? I don't know. Here's the weirdest part of it all. The only reason Disney enjoyed Reedy Creek to begin with, and let's just talk about this because we need to give everybody understanding. Reedy Creek was established so that Disney could do what he wanted to do with that land. It wasn't just about the theme park. The theme park was really the goal. There was Magic Kingdom. There were other ideas that were proposed for the area as well, but the whole reason to acquire that much land, that much acreage, was so that the outside world couldn't creep in and he could do the things that he wanted to do. One of those things in establishing Reedy Creek was to create the opportunity to build a city. The experimental prototype community of tomorrow. That was why that was established. That's what Epcot was supposed to be. It's not what it became. It was supposed to be a live, work, play community. That's what the Disney World area was going to be. There were supposed to be monorails, people movers, the whole 9 yards. You were supposed to have that monorail service the airport and other places in Florida. That was the goal, is to work hand in hand with the state of Florida. That never really went anywhere. Monorails aren't cheap to build, but back when Walt wanted to do this, it was far cheaper than, a mile of interstate highway. least one lane of. Now, it's bare minimum $1 million a mile for a monorail track, for the infrastructure that goes along with it, et cetera, et cetera. Now, mind you, you build monorails, covered monorails, and you cover them with solar panels, you all of a sudden have eliminated the need for a lot of additional electricity. There would need to be some, especially in the evening, but you could literally power those trains off of the energy collected from the sun. It's quite sunny in Florida most of the year. That was some of the ideas that was behind this. Epcot was also going to be somewhat domed. Areas of it would be domed, enclosed, free from the outside elements. It never actually became any of that. It became a theme park, an outdoor mall with a few an ever fading edutainment idea. That is what Future World was supposed to be. It's gone. That's why Reedy Creek existed in the first place. And there you are. Yeah, because corporate cities are so great. Well, that was, back then, I think as a visionary, Walt had the right idea. And it didn't mean that there wouldn't have been individual ownership, which is another point of conversation. So. Yeah, I've stretched space and time quite a bit today. We're going to be wrapping up soon, guys. I didn't mean to go for 90 minutes. Good gravy. I was only going to go about an hour. But yeah, 55 years ago was a different world, different ways of shaking hands and doing business. Reedy Creek could have been a good deal at the time, just never turned out that way. Exactly, Crime. Exactly. But yeah, and the Brave browser does work great, Lord Shax, over on Rumble. There's a lot of stuff I've already got tied to what I use. So I wonder if Michael Crichton's Westworld was inspired by Walt Disney's Epcot Center. Could have been. I mean, there was a lot of forward-thinking ideas there. And that's the difference between Epcot, the theme park as it first began in 1982, to what it later became. Because initially, they imagined the future. And then the future got created, and then they had to imagine the future again. Yeah, they stopped imagining the future. No, instead they aimed towards a dystopian future. Disney's helping to accomplish that. This is really unfortunate. Hey, there's my buddy Parrothead. Good to see you, man. Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, well, thank you very much, Weatherman. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of your support. I hope we got to 100 likes. I haven't had opportunity to check yet. Yeah, we're over at 112. Well done. Thank you, folks. Yeah. I try to do my best, Paul, for all of you. I really do. Jurassic Park line, Maestro G. Yeah, but when Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates don't eat the tourists. That's right. Man, there's been a lot of Jurassic Park lines today. You guys are incredible. All right, we got to wrap this. Anyway, I had a lot of fun. Ike Perlmutter is probably going to align himself with Nelson Peltz. They'll probably pull in Peter Thiel and maybe a couple other activists. They've already got one guy that's suing for documents and transparency so that he can go after the company on a broader scale. I think they're trying to not have that happen, but he did win a key court battle, so he can get those documents. I think a lot of things are going to break at Disney really soon. And I think that once this investigation starts, the state of Florida is going to go after Disney's pockets. This never should have gone this way. And by Iger in the latest annual shareholder meeting, basically saying we and I and us, he's basically indicated that Reedy Creek and Disney, as far as he's concerned and the way they've been operating, are one and the same. That's going to hurt them badly. And I believe that's why that the shareholder meeting was shut down early. It went 1 hour, 1 minute, and like 52 seconds. And it should have gone at least 90 minutes, if not longer. Going to be bad, folks. For Disney. Maybe better for all of us. Hard to say. Hard to say. Not only that, Disney continues to lose market share across the board to Universal. They just do. Whether it's cinematically or theme parks, they are losing that battle. And they're going to lose it in the central part of the United States when they build their first park in Texas, which will expand. Yeah, they were supposed to be separate legal entities. Clearly not. On that note, we need to step out. So I want to say thanks to everybody who was here. Those of you who sent a super chat. I want to say thanks again to Darren Hughes for the 10 Culture Casino memberships that he gifted once again. Very generous indeed. We will be trying to get a member stream put together for this weekend. Hopefully one with high rollers. Really, you guys do make my day. I like doing Tuesday and Thursday bonus time, and I do it for you because you're the best. And I'm going to run the credits again. I'm going to do the see ya because that's just part of the jam here. So, with that being said, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, or later today when you see me on 3 different channels live, well, credits. There we go. Different camera. I kind of remember I gotta go back and look at the camera. Look at all these amazing humans. And I have to add more names to this list now, courtesy of Darren and many others. Like Tender Warrior 68 and many, many more. Weatherman, Awesome One, Davinia, Mark, Jonah Hex, Dr. Gilliganstein, Jesse, also known as the Common Nerd, great channel, Diesel, Scott Cook, Paul, Blackia, Spaceship Vampire, Elizabeth Young, and so many more. I really appreciate your support. I love doing this. It's really fun. You guys are great to talk to. Hope you have an incredible day, a wonderful Thursday. Hope to see you on those other streams. And until then, see ya!